Hello viewers, welcome back to another lesson. You're welcome back to Master Builders Online Academy. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so, and ensure that you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos. Now guys, don't forget, do not skip any part of this video and ensure that you avoid every unnecessary distractions anytime you are set to learn our content. So guys, don't forget also that if there be any part in this video you do not understand, you stand a chance to replay the video over and over and over again until you understand it. But if at the end of watching it over and over again you still do not understand some concept, please, you can quickly dive to the comment section and ask your question. We will definitely reply your question and give you a profitable answer. Now guys, let's get to work. On the board we have computation of limits. And earlier on in our previous lesson, we mentioned that we have computation of limits of linear functions and computation of what? Quotient functions. So in this lesson now we are going to be looking at limit of linear functions. And I explained that for linear functions, this is an expression that you are given of functions that you are given where you do not have numerator or denominator. It's just a straight line function, and it can be a combination of one or two functions that we have mentioned in our previous lessons. It can be only polynomial functions, it can be a combination of polynomial and trig function, it can be a polynomial and exponential function, any function at all. But understand that in this case, you really do not have either a numerator or a denominator, and that's the reason why we tag this to be what? A linear function. And what do you do when you are given a linear function? All you simply do is to impute the given value. There are no other methods to use. It's just substitution method. That's the only thing you do here. Impute the limit value. Whatever you have is your answer. Whether it's 0, accept it that way. Whether it is positive, accept it. Whether it is negative, accept it that way. Are we there? Now, so this is how it works. You must ensure that you identify the relationship between the functions that you are given. So in this case, we do not have denominator, we do not have numerator. All that we have is just linear function, and all you need to is to impute the limit value that you are given, and whatever the outcome turns out to be, that is your answer. So very quickly, let's look at the problems that we have on the board. We are asked to find the limit of the following function. Now we have a. So let's put down our solution as we are problem solvers. Now this is the first problem. We have a. The limit of x tends to 2 root of x squared plus 2x plus 4. So first is to identify, when I look at this function now, I find out that this is just a straight line function. No numerator, no denominator. All I need to do is to impute the value of x. So via what we have there, we are given that where x is equal to 2. All I need to do is to have my limit x tends to 2 root of x squared plus 2x plus 4 is equivalent to the square root of x is 2 squared plus x is 2 then plus 4. This is it. Now 2 squared means 2 multiplied by 2, and that would have given us 4. Now 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 and plus 4. Now guys, when we add these 4 fours together, we will have this to be what? 12. This will be your answer if it is not in decimal places. But if it is, then you need to punch your calculator, impute this value, and have one of the options accurately. Otherwise, this can be reduced further to its simplest complex sort. How do we reduce this to its simple sort? All you need to do is to use your calculator or simply find two values such that their product will give you 12, and one of the factor should be the perfect square. And we understand that 4 multiplied by 3 is 12 and 4 is a perfect square. Now when we find the square root of 4, we have 2. Therefore, this will have given us 2 root 3. So if your options are in short form, then you will have any of these as the right option. But if your options are in decimals, then you can simplify this further. Like I do always explain to you, one of the things you need to understand as an objective student is that your answer must fall out to be one of the options that you have. And this is not based on manipulations. You must ensure that you follow principle. Don't manipulate value to get one of the options. No, follow the due process and you will certainly land in one of the options. So guys, now let's look at question number B, or number 2. We have the limit of s tends to 1, and this is 3x squared plus 6x minus 2. Now, at this point, all we need to do is that the value of x is given to be 1. That's all. Then anywhere you have x, substitute 1. Then we are going to have this as 3 multiplied by 1 squared plus 6 multiplied by 1 minus 2. Then when we square 1 square means 1 multiplied by 1. And 1 multiplied itself in number of times will still give you 1. And 1 multiplied by 3, we have this as 3. Plus 6 multiplied by 1, we have 6. Then minus 2. Now, 3 plus 6 is 9. And 9 minus 2 is 7. So the answer to this question is 7. So just understand that anytime you are solving linear functions or a function where you do not have numerator or denominator, all that is required of you is to substitute the given limit value. When you substitute, whatever you have turns out to be your final answer. Now, when we look at question number 3, we have that the limit of this function is x tends to 0. And we have 8x cubed plus 20x plus 3. Then, all we need to do to shorten this, because this is for objective students, so we can shorten things, is all I need to do here, the value I have for x is 0. And you understand that anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So if I multiply this by 0 is 0. If I multiply this by 0 is 0. That means my answer is 3. Or let's work it out. Now I'll have this as 8 multiplied by 0 is x is 3 plus 20 multiplied by x, which is 0, plus 3. So 0 cubed is 0 and 0 multiplied by 8 is 0. Now 20 multiplied by 0 is 0 plus 3. And 0 plus 0 plus 3 would have given us 3. This is the answer to this very question. It's as simple as this. For functions without numerators or denominators. Now we have question number 4, which happens to be D. We have limit of x tends to -1, open brackets, 13x minus 5x squared. Now, similarly, we know that this function is linear. No numerator, no denominator. All we need to do is to just get the value of x that is given. And the value of x here is -1. All I need to do is to substitute 1 into this equation or this function. And this will have given us 13 multiplied by -1 plus -1 all squared. Now, -1 multiplied by 13 would have given us -13. Now, when you square -1, it is same thing as -1 multiplied by -1. And you understand that the product of two negative signs will always give you positive. So minus times minus is plus. And 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 multiplied by -5, we have a -5. Now, -13, -5 would have given us -18. So we have -13 minus 5 is -18. This is the answer to this very question. Now we have the very last question on the board. We have the limit of x tends to 3. Then we open a bracket. We have 3x plus 1. Then we have 5x minus 3. All we need to do is to check. This is a linear function. Of course, it appears to be in products. Just like when we're looking at product rule or product function in differentiation. When we have the product of two linear functions, we tell it to be product functions. So this is the product function. But here, there is no numerator, there is no denominator. This is what you should pay close attention to. Are you there? So now, all I need to do, having identified that there is no numerator here, there is no denominator, all I just need to do is to substitute the value of x anywhere I find x in this given function. So here, we have this as 3 multiplied by 3 plus 1, then multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3 minus 3. Now 3 multiplied by 3 is 9 plus 1. Then 3 multiplied by 5 is 15 minus 3. Now understand that 9 plus 1 will have given us 10. Now also don't forget that when you have brackets, the product of two brackets, we are actually dealing with multiplication. So I can introduce my multiplication sign. Then 15 minus 3 is 12. And 12 multiplied by 10 would have given us 120. This is the answer to this very question. Like I explained before, don't memorize formulas, don't memorize steps. All you need to understand is the principles. When you understand principles, you become a principal. And when you understand boundary conditions, you will not overstep your boundaries. This is very, very important for you. So if at this point you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and ensure that you turn on the post notification bell for more exciting videos when they uploaded. So guys, we will see you in the next lesson. Quickly check the description below where you will find the link to the next lesson. Love you. Thank you for watching.